Hi, I'm Janet Kurtz, Editor-in-Chief of InFocus.
And I'm Madeleine Bradford, the Associate Editor of InFocus.
And we are here today, it's very exciting. We are here with Virginia and Richard Fitzgerald, and we're going to talk today about really a fun event that is relatively new to Nashville. A country thing happened on the way to Cure Parkinson's, which benefits the Michael J. Fox Foundation. We're so excited. Thank you so much for visiting us with us today.
Yeah.
Since the event is relatively new, why don't you start us off by telling us a little bit about it so that our audience can learn about it?
Yeah, absolutely. Richard's been involved in the foundation for quite a long time. His father was diagnosed with Parkinson's almost 20 years ago, and Richard joined the foundation shortly thereafter, and he's now on their board. But we've lived in Nashville for over 8 years, and so we've always attended the New York event. It's such a fun night with amazing musical and comedy talent, and it's an event that you look forward to going to. And it's been in Richard's heart for a long time to do an event here, and Kimberly Schlappman, also very passionate about the cause, jumped in and we started to see legs. I really wanted it to be an event that was similar to the New York event in that it was unique and something that really people look forward to. And with Nashville's expanding culinary scene, I wanted to celebrate our local chefs as well as our local country music talent. So it's really exciting because we have just amazing comedy and amazing chefs and wonderful talent, and it's a great night.
That's incredible. So what can guests expect when they're going to this event, and how will this year's event be different from previous years?
Well, so every year the chef is different, and we're excited this year. We have Jake Howell from Peninsula Restaurant, and so the decor and the food are always different. We've had Asian and, we've had all different kinds of food. So now we're having Jake's Spanish sort of flair. We're looking forward to how he interprets the evening. And then every night the entertainers set a different vibe. We've had Sheryl Crow in the past, we've had Brad Paisley. So this year we're so excited. Eric Church is gonna be really cool.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, in addition to Eric Church, what else are you most excited about for the evening?
I think just the increasing popularity of the event and the Parkinson's community in Nashville and even the broader state is unfortunately growing. Parkinson's, there's like 23,000 people in the state of Tennessee with Parkinson's right now.
Wow.
It's supposed to double by 2050. Generally and obviously where we live. And so having an event that really raises awareness and money that will ultimately impact the people in our community is really important. And over this will be our 4th year. It's gotten bigger every year. We've raised over $3.5 million over those years. And every year the event gets bigger, and that's what we're most excited about, really. It's the ultimate goal of the event is to raise money for this great cause and to hopefully find a cure for Parkinson's someday. So
That's incredible. Amazing. And like you said, highlighting the human impact of this cause is what makes this event so special. Could you share a bit about what it's like to have a family member battle Parkinson's disease?
Sure. So my father was, as Virginia mentioned, my father was diagnosed about 20 years ago, and it was shocking. I didn't really know much about the disease. I was living in New York City at the time. I grew up in Nashville, so I've always back and forth to Nashville a lot. But I remember just trying to learn what Parkinson's meant, and being so far from home, I felt a little bit disconnected. I couldn't be by to see my father regularly, and so I really kind of started looking for who was out there that was kind of leading the charge to find a cure for this terrible disease. And after a bunch of meetings, really found the Michael J. Fox Foundation as being something truly unique. I mean, they've built this, it's built specifically to find a cure, and it's not looking to be around forever. They're looking to go out of business, which is kind of an interesting take on it. And so to see a family member that's struggling with it and it's a progressive disease, it's amazing to be involved in a community and an organization that's really a leader, not only in finding a cure for Parkinson's, but really for disease research. I think they've really made great strides in how do you design a foundation with a very specific kind of goal of finding a cure. So that's, it's rough, obviously not great, and having a family member with that, but reassuring and exciting to see all the kind of advances that are partially made possible by the foundation.
Of course, thank you for sharing that.
Sure.
Well, and it was really interesting. I've been to all 4.
Yep.
And we'll be there on the 4th. And what was interesting to me was that the very first year, they announced finding a biomarker for Parkinson's, and there has been so much hope building and building after that even, which has been remarkable and special. Tell us a little bit about how this organization then feeds back into Middle Tennessee or Tennessee in general.
Sure. So specifically, the foundation has funded 42 different grants in the state of Tennessee. And over $14 million. And so it is something that is relevant to our community, even though the foundation's based in New York and a lot of the fundraising historically has been in the New York or the tri-state area. Having a foundation that is funding at the local level and now having an event that is raising some funds at the local level, I think is amazing. And it's interesting, we've got people coming from 20 or 30 different states often each year that people are coming in for this from New York and from Florida that have family members. Obviously, Nashville is a good excuse to get on a plane regardless, so that makes it a little bit easier.
And as Janet mentioned, there has been momentum in Parkinson's disease research since the event started in 2023. What progress has been made, and where do you think we need to go from here?
Gosh, that's a great question. Parkinson's, there's 10 million people in the world with Parkinson's, and as I mentioned, that number is supposed to double just given the aging population. The foundation is very focused on investing money and then measuring the results, and they've just got an amazing organization. They're almost more like a venture capital fund and picking projects to put grants forth and then making sure that they're tracking, and if they do things right, they'll continue to fund if it's working, but then reallocating that capital. And so the biggest kind of finding or advancement, it's not a cure yet, but it's a building block for a cure. And so this biomarker campaign is something that was, hundreds of millions of dollars over many years that is really the first big advancement in Parkinson's research, since people knew what Parkinson's was.
Wow,
and that's really exciting. That's a great tool to help track the progression of disease, which is really a foundational, kind of a building block for a lot of other research that hopefully will go on to find a cure now that we've got some tools to help track the progression of it.
They've said that they anticipate having more progress in the disease research and treatments and programs in the next 5 years than they have historically.
Wow. In the last 25 years. So a lot of these kind of foundations,
amazing.
And a lot of it's technology and things that are progressing as well.
That's right.
Sure.
Sure.
Well, wonderful. Was there anything else that we haven't mentioned that you definitely want our audience to know?
No, I mean, it's just such a fun night, and it's a really great cause, and the people that are involved. I mean, it's unfortunate how prominent Parkinson's is. I think, marrying into a family that has Parkinson's, you become very aware of it, and I think you don't realize until you're intimately involved with it how common it is. And so it's just great to be a member of a community of people, and our friends are so wonderful and support us. And, it matters when it's your family's cause, and we're blessed to have such a great group of friends and an amazing community and all the talent here. So it's just so exciting. It's a great night.
So just a reminder, A Country Thing Happened on the Way to Cure Parkinson's is April 15th at Belmont University's Fisher Center for the Performing Arts. You won't want to miss it. Be sure to get your tickets very soon because they are selling out very, very quickly. And we'll see you there.